Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. Now I hope you've gone off and got yourself a nice drink and some snacks, and you are sitting very comfortable, ready for the mayhem that is about to unfold in front of us, which is the Mustangs, the guys in the Mustangs, based on the NASCAR racing. I'm not going to say it is NASCAR racing because they're completely the wrong cars, but it is the NASCAR theme. A bit of a tribute towards that. Now then, this is a 30-minute race because I've just proof checked it, so it is a 30-minute race. Now the slip and the slipstream and the boost should be on normal for this one, and there is a pit stop going to be required, and I think it's for fuel, not tyres. But we'll see as we go along. So I don't know, this might be a little bit calmer, this race. I don't know. The crowd are hoping it isn't. Some fantastic thrills and spills in the first two races, and I'm sure the crowd out there are waiting for a bit more, as we are as well. But we shall see how they get on. So let's have a look, shall we, and see where everybody is on the grid. Excuse me. Daddy Dims is now on pole position with Sid the Sloth just behind him in second. Hawkeye is third. Stealth is fourth. Fifth on the grid is Carlsberg. Axel is sixth. The Saint is seventh. Rufus 8. Mr. Hoyland is ninth. And Taff is 10th. Three brand new drivers to, well, to my channel anyway. I'm not sure if they are brand new to URL. I suspect they are. And it is great to see them. And that is Mr. Hoyland, Axel and Daddy Dims. So welcome to those guys. I'm sure I said it in races 1 or 2, but you are very welcome. It's great to see you on track. I hope you're enjoying what we're doing here, and we look forward to seeing a lot more of you guys in future races. So let's get this one underway, shall we? We are, of course, in Florida at Daytona International Speedway. Where else would you start a NASCAR themed race series? We're on the oval track, and away we go. Now then, tyres. Again, I'm not sure about tyres. I'm just going to have a quick flick down, and they're all on soft, so I'm not sure tyres have to be changed, as Sid the Sloth already makes a move on Daddy Dinch using that slipstream. Now I did say that the boost and the slipstream are back to normal for this race. It was on high in the first two races and it was absolute chaos, but so this one we may actually see a few gaps starting to open up as the guys work together. I'm not sure if bump drafting's allowed. I think it should be, but that's where they can start working together. So Daddy Dims now started on pole, but he's already dropped to fifth, and I'm guessing that's the slipstream that's caused that. So up at the top then we've got Hawkeye out in front, with Stealth taking the long way around the outside, with Carlsberg going even higher to try and take him. Stealth drops in behind Hawkeye to pick up a bit of a slipstream. Is he going to make the move now? He gets out there in front of Carlsberg. So Carlsberg nowhere to go really. All he can try and do is follow Stealth through, but you can tell the difference now, because Stealth, as he pulls out, it's like hitting a brick wall. As soon as you come out of the slipstream of the car in front, you seem to start going backwards, and Hawkeye has retaken that lead, with Rufus slipping up the inside to pick up second. Mr. Hoyland in third. Stealth is now fourth. Carlsberg fifth. Then we've got Taff in sixth. Daddy Dims now down in seventh, with the Saint in eighth. Sid the Sloth in ninth, and Axel in 10th. So not the best of starts for the guys at the back, but Hawkeye's had an absolute screamer, hasn't he? And he is off and running. Got Rufus and Mr. Hoyland for company, and then the rest of the guys are just slotted in behind those. Now I think you can actually pit whenever you feel like it. There is no rules about when you have to come in for the pit stops. There are safety car rules. I'm not even going to bother trying to go into them for you. Way too complicated for me to get my head around when there's other things to think about. As Hawkeye leads us across the line to start lap 3, and these laps coming very thick and very fast. Fastest man on track at the moment is Rufus with a 53.6, but I'm sure that's going to change as the race progresses. Who shall we go on board? Let's have a bit of on board, shall we? Let's go on board with Daddy Dims, shall we? One of our newcomers. We'll sit in the passenger seat and we'll whisper into his ear, tell him what to do. Not that he's going to bother listening to us, I'm sure. Great shot of the car, the angle that the car goes when it goes up that embankment, and then you can see in the rear view mirror we've got, I'm not sure who it is, it might be Carlsberg. Yeah, it was Carlsberg or Stealth. I think they look very similar from the front. So Daddy Dim's in 6th, then we've got Taft just ahead with Carlsberg side by side, as Carlsberg looking for a bit of a gap around the outside, but you are running the risk of scraping the wall. The other guys, Hawkeye, Mr. Hoyland, Rufus and Taft all lining up one behind the other. It is Carlsberg that's just hanging it out there on the outside. He's not really interested in getting into the slipstream as Stealth sneaks on past Daddy Dim's, as we were concentrating on the guys in front, but now Daddy Dim's has got somebody to hang on to the back of. And if he can stay on the back of Stealth, stay in his slipstream, he'll certainly catch. Oh, we've had somebody that's gone already. I'm not going to go back and have a look at that one, but I've got a feeling it may have been Mr. Hoyland. I'm not sure, but somebody has gone. And if we go down to the back, we will find out who it was. I don't think it was Axel. It was a white car, wasn't it, with a red roof? I'm pretty sure it was Mr. Hoyland. But anyway, I think a safety car has been called. The slump gives the Saint a bit of a hurry up there as he runs in straight into the back of him. It's a good job they're in a Mustang, aren't they? These things are built like tanks, and you can see all a bit of a bump and a thump there, as the front two really do slow the guys down. 29, 30 miles an hour is a bit ridiculous, guys. Come on, you can get up to at least 50, surely. Come on, there's a couple of snails that want to get by. They really, is this a tactical thing? Is this tactics from Hawkeye and Taff? Are they talking to each other? They're forming a bit of a rolling roadblock under safety car rules, but is this something that's going on between them? And I think it is. Go, 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 and we are off and racing again as Taff takes up the lead. Hawkeye just behind him, knowing it's Carlsberg that's got through. Well, it's 3 wide, isn't it? It's Carlsberg, Mr. Hoyland and Hawkeye. Hawkeye just losing out to Mr. Hoyland and Carlsberg. Carlsberg still trying to hang it around the outside. I think he's just staying out there, trying to stay out of trouble, actually, as Hawkeye drops to 4th, and his Taft now out in front. He's got Mr. Hoyland sniffing around the rear end, having a good old look in the boot of his car, seeing what he's got. Mr. Hoyland in 2nd, then Carlsberg is now in 3rd. He's still staying out of trouble, and probably a sensible thing to do. If as long as the slipstream doesn't get too much and he loses too many places. In fact, he's done the opposite, and he's now moved up into 2nd. But nobody really getting away from anybody else at the minute. Oh, as it gets a bit touchy-feely there again, as Carlsberg now takes up the lead, and Taft tries to slot in behind him. Sid the Sloth is in there as well. Go on, Sid. It is great to see Sid up there getting involved in these battles, and he's currently holding on to P3 with Mr. Hoyland just behind him in 4th. Daddy Dims is moved him up to 5th. He's got Rufus on his inside. Has Rufus got anywhere to go? No, he hasn't. Oh, and Daddy Dims has given him a bit of room now then. If Rufus has got, if he's having a look in his mirrors and he does the right thing, he just moves out there just to give himself a chance, does Rufus. Otherwise he would have been boxed in. And it's going to happen again, actually, if, well, there we go, Rufus on the inside. Now he has a look. Oh, no, it's Carlsberg that's took a spin. Carlsberg's gone. So Taft continues out in front. Sid the Sloth has now moved up into 2nd, with Rufus having a look around the outside of Sid the Sloth. And Rufus trying to get himself up into 2nd, but he's got nobody to follow. He's got no slipstream to follow. Sid going to have a bit of a look at Taft. No, he's still staying there. But good positioning of the car, though, for Sid. Gets himself in the middle of the track so that he doesn't get boxed in. Daddy Dims just behind him. And Rufus now losing out a couple of places and drops down to 4th. He's under attack from Mr. Hoyland as well. So Mr. Hoyland decided to go around the outside. Sid blocks that one off, and he slots himself out there, middle of the track. Oh, he's back in again. Oh, Sid, you're weaving around. Go on, son. Don't let him through. The Saint in 6. He's having a good old battle with Hawkeye, so those two will do a bit of door bashing session, I am sure, pretty soon. Stealth in 8th. He's alongside Axel, as those two try and catch up to the back of the pack. Then we've got quite a gap, actually, from Carlsberg. After that spill, he had not managed to catch up yet, and with the boost and the slipstream on normal, it's a bit of an ask now. I need a quick swig of water, and it is water. It is only water this time of the day. It is, what is it, 10 to 12 at the minute, so whatever time you're watching it. For me, it's a bit early for any of the hard stuff. So, open now. So yeah, big ask for Colesberg, but I'm sure he's going to carry on plodding away, and he'll soon be onto the back of Axel. Then if he can, the two of them can work together, but Stealthy's there as well, so maybe even three of them. Are we slowing down again? No, we're not. I thought we were slowing down again. It's just the angle of the car. So Axel and Stealth, then, you really need to work together, guys. I'm going to turn a blind eye to the old bump drafting. I think you should be allowed to do it, especially when you're running this kind of series on this kind of track. Otherwise, you will lose touch with the rest of the pack, and that's exactly what's happening. So back up to the front, and it is still Taff out in front with Sid the Sloth right in the thick of it, where he likes to be. Mr. Hoyland in third, then the Saint in fourth, with Hawkeye in fifth, and Daddy Dins in sixth. I keep calling him Daddy Dims. I do apologise, Daddy Dims. It is Daddy Dims, not Dints. Where did I get Dints from? Who am I talking to? I'm not expecting an answer. Anyway, all changing up at the top then as the Saint moves up into fourth, Hawkeye fifth, and Sid drops down to sixth now. Alongside Sid the Sloth in there. He's alongside Rufus. Or he was. Rufus down in seventh. We'll go on board with Hawkeye as we have a bit of a look around the outside, and you can see it's definitely door bashing session, isn't he? Now then, who's that? Steady Dims. I'm not sure if that's lag or he's just telling him to move over. And a bit more trying to force the way through. Hawkeye just getting a bit of a reminder. Oh dear me, that is a massive hit for Hawkeye. That is a triple spin. That has got to be crash of the day. Let's just go and have a look at this from the drone. You can see Daddy Dims, he's trying to find a bit of room, I think, to get back on the track, and Hawkeye's blocking his path. And now Mr. Hoyland gets a bit of a nudge, and Mr. Hoyland goes, and then he hits Hawkeye. Hawkeye gets a massive slam into the barrier. He just can't stop spinning, can he? And they've all gone off. Who's that? That's Daddy Dims that's gone off. Mr. Hoyland, I think he went off. And, oh, it is absolutely bonkers. Surely that's going to be another yellow flag. Let's have a look. Yeah, so Taff has been told to slow down. Yellow flags are out. So Taff, have a breather, have a drink, grab some crisps. We are just over 10 minutes, and look at the state of them cars. The panel shop have got their work cut out, haven't they, as they all get alongside each other. It is all a bit touchy-feely there, as Taff getting a bit of a nudge from the Saint. We've got Sid the Sloth out there on the outside waiting for the go, and it's been given, so the flag's been dropped and away they go again. And it looks like Daddy Dims has got nowhere to go, so he went on the inside again. I don't think the track limits can be on. So it is Sid and Taff battling away for the lead of this race at the minute. Taff is holding on to that top podium spot, and Sid got his foot on the second step. How long is it going to last for though? With Daddy Dims now he's made his way back up to third, so it just shows, doesn't it? It doesn't matter how many times you come off this track, you can always get back and carry on racing. Somebody at the back has not had a great start, and it's Axel. Now, I'm not sure what's happened to Axel, but he's not had the greatest of starts, and he's going slowly as well, so I'm not sure what's happened to Axel, but he's not going as quick as the rest of the guys at the minute. Now we do have, somebody's pulled the trigger for the pit stop. It is Sid and Daddy Dims both into the pits for their mandatory stop, and well, it's to get fuel as well, isn't it? So Daddy Dims, the pit crew, like coiled springs. Look at them move. It's almost as if they're just standing still, isn't it? They're moving that quick. But Daddy Dims then into the pit and back out again after a fill up of the old go-go juice. He's back out in ninth. Sid the Slot rejoins the track in 10th. remember the rest of the guys ahead of them. Oh, Staff gives Hawkeye a little bit of a reminder of what kind of race he's involved in, and Hawkeye goes off, and he's gone for a picnic on the grass now. He's got to try and find his way back to the track. He needs to get into the pits as well because he's running out of fuel for poor old Hawkeye. Oh, he's just doing donuts now. I can't watch as Mr. Hoyland comes into the pits. Carlsberg takes over the lead of the race. The fuel light is flashing. We have got cars all over the place, and I think poor old Hawkeye is still spinning around on the grass. If you look at the map at the top right, you can see there's a little arrow at the top, and he just keeps spinning round and round. So I think what you need to do there, Hawkeye, is just slam it in 6 and just crawl off the grass. As Carlsberg leads this race then, Stealth in 2nd, Taff in 3rd. They've all got the fuel light flashing. Yellow flags being waved, so no overtaking under the yellow flags. And I'm guessing that is for the back markers there. Yeah, it is. It's Hawkeye. He's managed to get himself back on track as he gets lapped by the rest of the field. However, they're all going to dive into the pits now. Oh, the Saint, I think he was in 2 minds, I think the Saint was in 2 minds whether to come in or not. In fact, he's missed the turning, so he's going to have to stay out after that. Oh, reset as well, how cruel. So into the pits is Rufus, Taff, Stealth, Carlsberg. The Saint carries on out at 5th in a minute, but if he can get past that pit exit before the rest of the guys come out, he will leapfrog to the lead of this race. He'll have to pit at the end of this lap. I think he tried to come into the pits but missed it completely, and the game is resetting back on track, so he's got to do the rest of this lap, but he's got enough fuel anyway. Not quite sure it's what he wanted. It's going to upset his tactics. Great shot of the plane landing in the back there, bringing all the holiday makers in. They're a bit late for this race, but I'm sure there's going to be others taking place later on in the day, as the Saint leads us around for the 14th time. He's going to come into the pits. Carlsberg has pitted, so has Stealth, the rest of the group basically. So Carlsberg will take over the lead of this race unless Stealth can get his nose in front. We are just fast approaching the 15-minute mark, so halfway through this final race here in Daytona in Florida, and it is Stealth and Carlsberg trying desperately to get away from the rest of the pack. Daddy Dims in 4th, well, soon to be 5th, well, up to 3rd now, and he's got Taff having a right old good sniff around his rear end. So Taff in 4th at the minute, practically pushing Daddy Dims around. Not that Daddy Dims needs the help, but a bit of ump drafting doesn't hurt anybody, eh? Sid the Sloth in 5th. He's got Rufus for company. Then we've got Mr. Hoyland in 7th. He's all on his lonesome, which is probably a good thing for him at the minute. Give himself a bit of a breather, collect his thoughts. I'm pretty sure that is it Danish, that flag? Mr. Hoyland, if you are watching, if you can let me know in the comments, or if anybody knows actually, if anybody that's good with flags of the world, let me know what that one is. I'm guessing it's something like Denmark, but if Mr. Hoyland or anybody else can let me know in the comments, I would appreciate it. Axel, our only American driver on the track at the minute, down in 8th. He's all on his lonesome as well, nobody to play with at the minute. But this is what happens when the pit stops kick in. They will all catch up. The Saint has finally managed to get into the pits to get some fuel and tyres, and Hawkeye in 10th after his big spill that he had earlier on. Up at the front though, where it is all happening, let's close this down. I hate that with PCs. It says do an update, then it takes a week to do it and messes everything up and loses all your settings. So Stealth leads this race at the minute. The Saint has got the fastest lap with a 53.4. So Stealth looking to beat that. Oh, and is that Carlsberg that's took a big spin? Let's just see what happened to Carlsberg. That was a big spin, but he's managed to stay on track. Oh, Sid. A bit of lag, I think, there. 3 wide. Oh, it was a bit of a nudge there from Rufus, as I think it was Sid that went off, came back on, hit Rufus. Rufus then in turn caught Carlsberg, and Carlsberg does a nice pirouette in the middle of the track, but he's back up and racing again, but does have Mr. Hoyland hunting him down now. and he's not that far behind. Axel in 8th, the Saint down in 9th, and Hawkeye in 10th. Has he unlapped himself against Carlsberg, or is Carlsberg just about to lap Hawkeye? I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but it is still Stealth out in front with Taff just behind him. Let's go on board with Taff as we chase Stealth down. Stealth trying desperately to shake Taff off, but it's not going to happen, is he? Not while he's sat in the slipstream like that. A little bit of a nudge there from Taff to give Stealth a bit of a hurry up. It also keeps him in the slipstream. A quick look behind us now then. These two are working together, and this is what bump drafting is all about. Working together to build up a lead between you and the rest of the pack. Taff can pick his moment. He knows using the slipstream he can get by Stealth when he wants to. Not a lot Stealth can do about it either. As I say, the slipstream is a good thing. Used in the right place. Now then, Taff, very sensible. Getting a bit of a gap between the rest of the pack, these two, and then maybe the last lap, last but one, Taff will make his move probably. If he makes it too early, then all that's going to happen is Stealth is going to slot in behind him and do exactly the same to him. So these two racing away. Then we've got quite a battle taking place for P3, currently held by Daddy Dims, but he's got Rufus and Sid the Sloth. Both want to take that away from him. If anybody's having a sip of champagne, Rufus or Sid the Sloth want it, but Daddy Dims has got his hand on the bottle at the minute. Rufus tucked up nicely under the rear wing of Daddy Dims' car. Sid in 5th. Needs to stay with them, does Sid. He doesn't want to get out of the slipstream of the two guys in front of him, otherwise he's going to start falling back. Then we've got Carlsberg using the slipstream of Hawkeye, who's in 10th actually. So Carlsberg in 6th, Hawkeye in 10th, but Carlsberg is actually using Hawkeye and using the slipstream he's provided to try and catch up to Sid and Rufus just up ahead. Hawkeye just trying to break that slip. He doesn't really want, he's not interested, is he? But again, if Carlsberg can give Hawkeye a bit of a bump, he might be able to unlap himself. But at the minute, Carlsberg playing it clever and using Hawkeye's slip. Mr. Hoyland, he's got nobody to slipstream at the minute. He really is on his own, isn't he? In 7th, Axel in 8th, also all on his own and nobody to use the slipstream with. So again, it's going to be a big ask for these guys to catch up to the front pack. Then we've got the Saint in 9th. Well, he's kind of on his own. Hawkeye's not that far behind him, and he was getting a bit of a push along by Carlsberg, which is, yeah, that's the right thing to do. Oh, as another plane takes off. It's a busy old airport, isn't it, that one at the back there? Not quite sure what it is, but we seem to have a plane taking off and landing every couple of minutes. So back up at the front. Oh, and Stealth still out in front as they lap the Saint. So Stealth and Taff really going for it. I'm not quite sure what the gap is. Let's have a look. So Taff is in set. If you look at the map at the top right, you'll see a little red triangle. That is Taff. Next one down is well, it's Rufus now. It was Daddy Dims, but it's Rufus who's taken up that 3rd spot on the podium. But that's the gap between them, and in between them I think is Hawkeye. So Stealth and Taff really are trying their best to get away, and that's exactly what they've done. They just need to maintain it, and they are going to be on the podium. In what order, we don't know yet. Rufus has got himself on the 3rd step, but Daddy Dims is still with him. So is Sid the Sloth, really. Sid is not that far away. I think he is just about hanging on to the slipstream. A couple of car lengths between himself and Daddy Dims, but he does need to get a little bit closer. Then we've got Carlsberg. He's decided to get out of the slip of Hawkeye and make a dash for it to try and catch up to the back of Sid the Sloth. But Hawkeye still trying to unlap himself. I'm sure he's had the blue flag waved at him a few times. But he's not moving out of the way, is he? And Carlsberg, I think, doesn't mind, actually. I think Carlsberg is quite happy for Hawkeye to stay where he is, because he's picking up a slipstream which is enabling him to get a little bit closer to the guys in front. So yeah, very sensible driving from Carlsberg. Poor old Mr. Hoyland has got nobody to play with, and he's all on his own. So at the minute he's just about trying to get a decent lap in, but you can see his last lap was a 56.6. Fastest lap out there is Rufus, a 53.2. So there is quite a lot to be had for the slipstreaming. Same with Axel, he's on a 56.7. So yeah, good three and a bit seconds off the pace of the fastest lap. But as I say, nobody to slipstream with. Hawkeye, well, he's right in the battle now, isn't he? Because he's helped Carlsberg catch up to the back of Danny Dims, and Hawkeye is actually trying to unlap himself. This is going to be interesting. Carlsberg is still sticking with Hawkeye. Hawkeye's in there now, then this could cause a problem because Hawkeye could get in the way of the guys racing. And while he's trying to unlap himself, he could get in the way. Now he's just had a bit of a coming together with Carlsberg, and Carlsberg has created some sparks as some of the guys go into the pits. So Stealth is in. Is this his first pit stop? I'm not sure. Stealth is in, Taff, Rufus is in, Danny Dims, Sid, Carlsberg, they've all come into the pits. Mr. Hoyland, if he doesn't have to pit, could catch up. Now he is on a quarter of a tank of fuel. Is there enough to get him to the end of the race? He thinks not. He's coming in as well, so a couple of pit stops then maybe for everybody. Axel out in 8th, he's got over a quarter of a tank. He's just gone past the pit entry, so he's staying out. So is he going to get a little bit closer to somebody? No. Mr. Hoyland is still in the pits. Now what's happened? Is he taking some fuel on? That's enough, I think. You should get to the end of the race. We've only got 6 minutes to go. As Mr. Hoyland comes out of the pits, then he will get back on track in P8 with Hawkeye bearing down on him very quickly in 9th, the Saint in 10th. So out in front then after the pit stop, it is still Stealth leading Taff as Mr. Hoyland had a bit of a spin. Let's have a bit of a look. He's just come out of the pits, so what's happened? Or is he just going slow? We will see, won't we? He comes back out on track in 8th. Now, as I said before, it was I think it was Hawkeye that was bearing down on him very quick. Look at the gradient. I didn't know what that was. At some point, I will find out. I did know what the gradient was. Oh, Mr. Hoyland, it looks like he got a reset. So Mr. Hoyland in 10th, and that's what the yellow flag was all about. As Stealth and Taff fly by and give him a wave as they shoot on past, but Mr. Hoyland did the right thing, didn't get in their way, let these two guys race. So it looks like the top 2 steps of the podium are pretty secure at the minute. We don't know what order they're going to be. At the minute it is Stealth on the top step with Taff just behind him in 2nd. These two having a great race, aren't they? Really got their act together halfway through and made the breakaway. It is Carlsberg has made his way up into 3rd. He was a long way off the pack at one point. Very cleverly used Hawkeye's slipstream to catch up to the rest of the guys and has now made his way up onto the podium. He has got Rufus bearing down on him, and Rufus does hold the fastest lap at the minute of 53.2. Now his last lap was a 53.8. Let's have a look. Carlsberg was a 53.8 as well, almost identical, these two. Rufus having a bit of a look around the outside, but hits that brick wall of air as he pulls out of the slipstream of Carlsberg, so decides to slot straight back in again. Now then, they are going to catch up to the back of Mr. Hoyland. Is he going to stay out of the way, or is he going to try and race? What he needs to do is get himself right up to some sort of speed so he can get into their slipstream and follow those two guys around for a bit. Is he going to stay high and wide? Yeah, he does, as Carlsberg and Rufus go through. Now then, Mr. Hoyland needs to get his foot on that noisy pedal and get onto the back of Rufus and follow these two. He's almost getting a double slip, isn't he? So it is still Carlsberg in 3rd. We are keeping an eye on the time now because we need to see when the guys cross the finish line. As Sid in 5th, Daddy Dints in 6th, giving each other lots of room. Sid hugging that inside line, Daddy Dints going high and wide. Do not want to be having a coming together, these two, but they are almost side by side, aren't they? 5th and 6th then, as Axel's into the pits. Is this his second stop? The Saint in 8th. He's going to have to make another stop, isn't he? The old fuel light's flashing for him. He's not going to make it to the end of the race, so in he comes. Mr. Hoyland, he should make it to the end of the race. Well, he definitely will, won't he? But out in 9th with Hawkeye in 10th, not that far behind, but he has got, I think, the race leaders chasing him down. So Axel and the Saint in the pits. Stealth and Taff still battling away. We have just under 3 minutes of this final race to go as they lap Axel. Axel in 7th, keeps himself in the middle of the track. Let them two decide which way they want to go. Let's jump on board with Taff. He is still using the bump drafting with Stealth, and Stealth, I'm sure, is looking in the mirrors thinking, well, when's the attack coming? Because he needs to be wise to it. It is taking them just under a minute to do a lap. We have 2.5 minutes to go, so we're looking around about another 2, maybe 3 laps. So another 2 laps after this one, I think. So the attack is going to come within these next 2 laps, and Stealth will be conscious of that, and he needs to try and defend it if that is at all possible, with the slipstream being provided by that great lump of a metal called a Mustang. And Taff just losing a little bit of control there, and I'm not sure if that was lag or as I say, he did lose a little bit of control, but he is going to have to make a move soon unless he wants to settle for P2. Again, a nudge with Stealth. I think maybe he needs to be thinking about when he's going to make that move. We're just going to stay with these two. Carlsberg up into 3rd. He's got a couple of car lengths gap between himself and Rufus. As I'm going to stick with these two up at the front, because we only have about a minute and just over a minute left, so I'm really interested to see when Taff is going to make his move. Now then, they just crossed the line to start lap 30. They may well actually get another lap in after this. Now is Taff going to go for it, or is he going to wait right till the very last minute, right till the very last corner before he makes his move? He is still giving Stealth a bit of a touch and a hurry up. We have got 35 seconds of this race to go. They will cross that start finish line. Well, I'm saying they will. I'm pretty sure they will cross that start finish line and they will get another lap in. Some of the guys behind will finish, so this is going to be awkward. I want to stay with these guys to see when Taff makes his move, but I also want to watch the rest of the guys cross the line. So Stealth and Taff cross the start finish line. Carlsberg, he will get another lap in. We are just approaching the final last few seconds, and there we go. So Daddy Dints in 5th, Sid in 6th, Axel will get 7th, Mr. Hoyland will get 8th, Hawkeye's finished in 9th with the Saint 10th. And now this is what we want to see. Is Taff going to make the move? Is he going to wait till the very last corner? It looks like he has. Stealth still out in front. Stealth going to be looking in that mirror, waiting for Taff to make the move. But has Stealth managed to hold him off? Taff now, he's going to go for it. As soon as he pulls out, he's going to hit that big brick wall of air, and he's going to feel like he's going backwards. It looks like Stealth might just hold on to it as they cross that final, round that final turn and across the line, and there is a dash to the line, and Stealth just holds on. So great win for Stealth. Taff in second. Then we've got Carlsberg, Rufus, Daddy Dims, Sid in 6th, Axel 7th, Mr. Hoyland will cross the line in 8th with Hawkeye 9th, and the Saint in 10th. What a fantastic start to this season. The crowd have loved it. I have loved it. I'm sure the drivers loved it as well. I hope you did. If you did, remember to hit that like button. Please hit that like button. And I will catch you all again next week. I have no idea where we are next week. Well, I say I've got no idea. He's probably sent me the information and I've lost it as usual. But wherever it is, I am sure it is going to be some fantastic racing. Thank you very much for watching.